In this video, we'll explore the ancestry of the talented director and choreographer, Kenny Ortega. You've probably seen his choreographic work in these iconic sequences in Dirty Dancing or Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ortega has also directed beloved movies such as Newsies, High School Musical, and my favorite Halloween classic, Hocus Pocus. More recently, he's directed Disney's Descendants films and Netflix's Julie and the Phantoms. As the grandson of immigrants from Spain, Kenny Ortega was born in Palo Alto, California. Let's follow his ancestral lines back to Spain. Most of Kenny's ancestors come from a region of Spain called Andalusia. In the early 1900s, the booming sugar industry in Hawaii created a huge demand for laborers to work the sugarcane plantations. The U.S. territorial government in Hawaii and the Hawaiian Sugar Planters Association decided to recruit workers from Spain. The government offered free passage by ship, a house valued at $500, 1 acre of land, firewood, and medical attention. Their first year's monthly salary was set at 20 gold pesos for men and 15 pesos for women and children over the age of 15. Instability, famine, and poverty made this offer look very enticing to thousands of Spaniards who leapt at the offer. Kenny Ortega's ancestors were among those who decided to immigrate to Hawaii. It appears that all 8 of Kenny's great-grandparents decided to immigrate, bringing their children, Kenny's grandparents, with them. At the port in Malaga, Kenny's ancestors boarded the steamship Heliopolis with over 2,000 other immigrants seeking a better life in Hawaii. Their ship's departure was delayed when conditions on board were found to be too cramped and the food apparently so bad that some cast it overboard, and hundreds changed their mind and got off the boat. The food problem was finally solved when the ship's foreign cooks were replaced with Spanish ones. The Heliopolis, carrying Kenny's ancestors, finally set sail on the 10th of March, 1907. One can imagine the Spanish music, singing, and dancing on board to entertain and pass the time at sea. The Spanish immigrants endured nearly 7 weeks at sea before the ship arrived at port in Honolulu, Hawaii, on the 26th of April, 1907. A year after their arrival in Hawaii, Kenny's paternal grandfather, Juan Antonio Ortega, married Maria Guadalupe Cañada on the 7th of June, 1908, in Pepe'ekeo on the Big Island of Hawaii. On Kenny's mother's side, records show his great-grandparents settled in Kekaha on the island of Kauai. Many of the Spaniards were unhappy with the treatment they received on the sugarcane plantations, often forced to work 14-hour days in the sweltering tropical heat and compelled to purchase food and goods from the plantation company stores at an exorbitant price. Because of this, most of the Spaniards immigrated to the mainland USA as soon as they could, seeking better opportunities. Kenny's paternal grandparents and great-grandparents left Hawaii and arrived at port in San Francisco on the ship Siberia on the 28th of October, 1909. On Kenny's mother's side, his grandparents and great-grandparents left port in Honolulu on the 7th of April, 1913, heading for San Francisco as well. In the San Francisco Bay Area, Kenny's ancestors thrived, working as laborers and wage earners. His own parents were born in San Francisco and San Mateo as first-generation Americans, and after meeting each other, were married in Redwood City on the 3rd of January, 1947. What an incredible legacy passed on to Kenny by his ancestors. They left impoverished conditions in Spain, endured the tribulation of working on sugar plantations in Hawaii, and starting over again a second time in California. Because of what these immigrants endured, today we have the amazing director, choreographer, and producer, Kenny Ortega, in the United States creating amazing art and storytelling in cinema and television. Growing up in Palo Alto, Kenny said that he grew up surrounded by music, no doubt a source of inspiration for all of the musicals he has choreographed and directed. Of his mother Madeline, Kenny wrote, "Mom gave me her love of music and dance and her fiery spirit to never stop believing in what was possible to achieve." He said his mother was his first dancing partner, and he was her last. She passed away on the 28th of June, 2020. Storytelling binds generations. In Kenny's case, a part of that storytelling was through music and dance passed down from his Spanish ancestors, and he has passed it on to teens and actors in movies and television who inspire millions of others today. The dance is passed on. The dance continues and it endures from generation to generation.